Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Three-Head Monkey and today is a premiere because today I'm creating the very first video for only guiding through a game 100% through all of the achievements. For sure I also have a live gameplay video which I played live on stream and I will cut it into 2 episodes and they will be uploaded here. Once the DLC is done I will also put it here. For sure, but since the achievements are not straightforward as in some other games and they are very complex to get, I decided to invest a little bit into creating a separate video and this is the one we're looking at. However, I need to explain a couple of things so you actually know what is the purpose of the video, what you can expect and what not. But let's start. The base game has 37 achievements in total. Another 22 belong to the DLC, but for this video I will focus only on the 37 of the base game. With 18, roughly the first half of the achievements are story related and can't be missed. I decided to not cover them in detail as you will get them either way during your normal playthrough. However, one of them still sneaked into this video. That sneaky little rascal, huh? All the DLC achievements will be handled in a separate video as the time was running out for me to prepare the material. Due to work travels I won't be able to create it now. Even though I always want to collect achievements in games, I never want to overplan and spoil myself only for having the perfect run. Instead I used my footage of my live streams on Twitch to create this video. Additionally, I filled it up with re-recordings of material for achievements I missed during my first playthrough, and also the comments and descriptions were added afterwards. At first I wanted to do a sequence-based approach of explaining all the achievements, but because of the complexity of the achievements in this game, I scrapped this idea and did what I'm doing here right now. I hope you still enjoy it. This video is not intended to be a walkthrough. Instead, the intention is to create a guide for every achievement itself. If you want to do them time efficient, you still need to plan out what to do in which sequence. But now I wish you a lot of fun because with the guide we will start exactly right now. For the achievement Snoop, you need to visit every entable cabin in the game. We start in the prologue chapter and the starting room is also the first we need to visit. It's our own. If you go outside across the floor, you should see Campbell's room in front of you. Walk in and once you see the saving icon on the right, it was saved as progress. Leave the room and go down the stairs on the left side. The next door on the right is partly open and belongs to O'Connor. Seems like there was a water incident. Go in and wait for the saving symbol. Leave the cabin, go to the right and open the next door also on the right side. This room is Henderson's and the last one in this first area. Also here, walking in should save the progress already. For the next area you need to go through the bathroom and leave it on the other side. Turn left and check the second door on the right side. It belongs to Gibson and Dobby. Also here, go in, wait until the progress is saved and you're fine. Go out, turn left and follow the path until you reach the last door on the left side. It belongs to Adair. Walk in and get the progress saved. Now you visited all important rooms in this chapter. The next part for this achievement will be during the end of the game. You need to visit the chapter where Cash is trying to save us. The complete block is devastated in the meantime and you need to follow the path crossing 2 toilet sections until you end up in the vents again. You need to crawl through them until you reach a part where you can jump down. Even though the monster is creeping around, you need to jump down and crawl through the door which is partly broken. This is your next room. To get out of this room, you need to climb through the vents above. Follow the path through the vents and you will automatically end up in your next room. Go straight along the hallway until you can crouch through a broken door on the right side. Follow the path until you get into the vents. While being chased, follow the way and drop at the end. This is your next room. Leave this cabin to the right and get into the room that is flooded halfway. This is another room you need. Crouch through the vent on the left entrance and find yourself in Roy's cabin. This should be the last room for the achievement. For me and my spoon, you need also to get into Roy's room. Follow the path that was described in the last achievement and make sure to have a look on the green chair. You can't click on it, but if you look closely, you'll find the spoon. For good with the Leccy, you need to use all electrical interaction types on Beira D. They are not named in detail, but the good news is most of them seem to be story related and therefore can be defined as non-missable, like the heater or the phone. I will only target the ones I know for sure are missable and the one which actually finished the achievement for me. In the starting room you can find the radio, turn it off and you have the first. The second part is also in the very same room, just hit the light switch and you're already one step further. For the next one, just follow the path until you need to go downstairs and leave the stairway to the right towards the crew lounge. Inside you'll find some amusement games like pool or darts and also a TV on the right side of the room. For the achievement you need to turn it on. The action that actually triggered the achievement for me was when you need to flood the pontoon. As this is story related, you can't miss it. The next achievement on the list is called McLeery and it's also within the first chapter. Your task is to get inside the showering section, watch the guy showering until the achievement pops up and the achievement is done. Kind of a weird one, huh? For the achievement Social Butterfly, you need to talk to every optional crew member within the intro. In the first chapter you need to follow the story path until you reach the canteen. On the right side of the entrance, Tross, O'Connor and Gibbo are waiting for you to talk. After the lovely conversation, head over to Brody and Russ who are sitting in the middle of the room. Also here, join the conversation for the achievement progress. Last but not least, walk to Adair, who's sitting alone on the table next to the windows and also have a conversation. Since all of the conversations need to be triggered manually, they are missable and also not relevant for the story progress. Now go outside. Walk until you meet Banky, who's currently welding your direct path downstairs. Trigger the conversation, talk to him, and you're done. Your next conversation partners are Ines and Muir. To get to them, just follow the path, climb down the ladder and get to the middle part of this area. Also here, trigger the conversation, listen, and then we're done. Your last missable conversation partner is Roper, who's overlooking some drilling work. Talk to him and you have all missable and optional conversations done. But don't stop here, cause you need to follow the story path and get to the lift. Right before you can enter it, a small conversation with Scooby is triggered, who is talking to you from above. After this non-missable part, you finally get your achievement. The achievement Grease Scotsman is not bound to areas in the game, and it's also hard to identify what exactly counts into the achievement. It is clear already that you can do most of the steps within multiple areas, and so I focus on the parts where I have an example for. The main object is to run in certain situations. The easiest one is to simply sprint instead of walking regularly. This can be done almost everywhere where you can freely walk around. Another one is running while balancing on a beam. In the earlier chapters you have already the first opportunity for it. If you continue the path in the same area, you will get to a spot where you need to close a gas valve to stop the fire. Afterwards there is a ladder you need to climb to press. If you did not do before, also use sprinting here to get another part. Again, continue your path in the same area until you reach a spot with a ledge to be crossed. Also walk sideways while pressing the running button and you should have another part. While staying in the same area, a bit further after jumping on the ladder, there are monkey bars waiting for you to be crossed. Press the running button while crossing it and you should have another part. If you simply continue from the last part, you will get into the next chapter after going through the door. Here you need to climb through an area in general, but at one point there is a ladder attached to a wall where cables are leading through. Use also sprinting while climbing this one and you have another part done. After getting your torch to go through the next door, there will be a section with water where you can still walk through. For the achievement, you should also sprint partially while going through water. If you walk only a little bit further, you can see a spot where you need to squeeze through a wall gap. If you also use sprinting here, then you should have another requirement. Again, following the path will lead you to a vent on the floor. And guess what? If you go through while sprinting, you should also have another point checked from the list. In the chapter with the lifeboats right after starting, there's another ledge you need to pass. If you did not yet, you can also use this for sprinting. It should also work. If you continue a bit further, there's another obstacle you can sprint over for the achievement. Also, swimming and diving can be done with having the sprint button pressed. If you look closely on the right side of my screen, you can also see the saving symbol when I did this. Finally, if all of this is done in whatever sequence, you should also see the achievement popping up. In my case, I did not get this achievement during my main playthrough. I got it while being chased through the vents in a later chapter. So here you have another option to go and sprint through the vent. There are plenty of them. For the achievement Cerebral Anoxia, you need to drown inside the rig. As I focused my main playthrough on not dying in all possible ways, I needed to replay this achievement. In my case, I used the chapter I Find My Way Down, where you can simply dive and wait for the achievement to pop up. It takes around 1 minute to drown. I don't know if I mentioned this somewhere before, but such achievements are the worst of its kind, as they are in complete contrast to the goal in the game, because you want to survive. Since one was not enough, there's another achievement focusing on dying in multiple ways. Full Fathom 5 requires you to fall into the ocean in 5 different areas if you want to complete it. The first one can be done when Brody is asking for help with the bell. Walk out and simply fall down where the diving bell is hanging. I personally failed later while trying to hold myself on jumping a ladder. Either way, it's the first part. Another section can be found in the lifeboat chapter. Directly at the start you can let yourself fall down. During my achievement replay, I got my 4th death in this area, but a little bit later. After the heli crash in the chapter with Bheir, you can also walk close to the side of the helipad and fall down into the ocean another time. Another option you can find is in the chapter with the crashed chopper. I personally died somewhere else that is connected to this area, but this should work too. While cutting this video, a last death was missing and I found it in the chapter Godspeed while being chased by the monster. I simply let me fall down the gap and finalize this achievement. The options I presented are only few options. Important is that you fall into the sea in different areas, otherwise they won't count. Dying in this game continues also with the achievement Finlay Destination. You need to die in all kinds of ways during the game. We drowned already for the achievement Cerebral Anoxia within the chapter I Find My Way Down. Just don't survive while the diving section and you will be fine. It takes roughly 1 minute. Another death scenario is to die by an electrical shock. There are plenty of options to choose from. In my video I used the chapter with Bheir for demonstration. Just follow the path and you'll find your opportunity. Also, falling overboard is an option to die for this achievement. For example, from the helipad in the chapter with Bheir. We had it already. An additional way is falling from heights but dying by hitting the ground instead. I naturally failed in the chopper chapter and landed hard. After climbing the section of the chopper chapter, you will get into the engineering. Here you will find the only option to die by a gas leak. Just go there and don't survive. I showed the balance section already for another achievement. You can use the balance section by failing the quick time event. Just don't react and you will fall down. This should count for your progress. In the same area you will find also a valve with some fire spreading out. Just go into the fire, die and you have another part. Beside of pipes with gas leaks or burning fire spreading out, there are also steam leaks sprinkled around the game. The one I used is in the Have You Not Seen a Dare chapter. Follow the story until you need to go to the mud handling. On your way you will find a leaking pipe. Another death. If you follow the area just a little bit further and past the steam pipes I just mentioned before, you will find some gooey material. Just walk inside and you die another time. Hold on guys, we're almost done, but before getting to the final option you need to die a couple of more times. In this case to all of the 5 monsters at least once. Shortly after the start of Trott's chapter you will crawl through vents, path your way through and you will see him in the laundry room. If you continue your way you will find him finally so he can kill you for the achievement. Bheir can be found in his own chapter. By following the path to get to the chopper you will encounter him the very first time. Let him get to you instead of running away and you're fine. Rennick can be found while you're searching for a way to get to the engineering level. Pass through the level until you need to extinguish the fire. Shortly after this part you will jump over a table following the room. Rennick will wait for you around the corner. Get killed and you're done. Adair can be found in engineering after you went to the mud handling area. Like all of them, you will also find him automatically, just don't run away this time. Last but not least, you need to find O'Connor asking you to go and fetch Mary. You need to swim, dive and climb through the area until you reach a walking platform. At the end you hear a whiny O'Connor, get closer to him and let him kill you when the tentacles grab you. O'Connor should also work for the last achievement to die by a quick time event. Alternatively, you can also go to the marine control in the flooding chapter, forward the flooding sequence and let Roper do the rest. For not so good with the Leccy, you need to hold yourself, die in all areas where electricity can kill you. What an amazing achievement. Let's go. The first death trap can be found in the chapter where you get back to accommodation to search for survivors. Go through the level until you reach the canteen and with it also Roy. Leave the kitchen after the conversation to the right and turn left. You'll find a broken light to get electrified. For the next you need to follow the story in the chapter with Bheir until you get to a blocked passage by electricity. As you need to go through, you can't miss this part. If you followed the achievements in this guide, you did this already. In the same chapter, right after the hunting section with Bheir, after driving up the elevator, you find another electricity patch to get roasted. While searching for the lifeboat access, you come across the administration. Extinguish the fire, go downstairs and you'll find yourself in another office room. Walk through to the left and you can see your next death trap. Get killed to progress for the achievement. If you continue in the very same area, you reach a point where Rennick is chasing you. Run away from him until you reach some kind of library. You can squeeze through it and should be safe for now. For the next death trap, go through the door and turn left. Electrify yourself to get the progress done. In the next chapter, after passing the crashed chopper, you will get into an engineering area. Follow the way left and you will find some electrified water. Instead of shutting the system down, you need to walk straight into it and duck. Last but not least, you need to jump a couple of chapters. On your way back to accommodation, you need to swim, dive and also climb a couple of sections until you finally crawl through a vent. Crawl through and you will find the last electrification that is waiting for you to die. For the achievement Jetsam, you need to throw something into the sea. Again, you need to get towards the helipad. Start the Bheir chapter and follow the path down a couple of ladders until you reach a table with some fire next to it. Grab the can, turn around and throw it into the ocean. Mission accomplished. The achievement Leaning into it requires to use the leaning function to spot a monster. In theory, every monster at any spot would work for this. In my case, I get the achievement through a bug though, but decide yourself. For the achievement Sailing By, you need to listen to the complete radio talk. I'm not sure if this can be done in other areas as well, but in my case I used the one in the laundry room before we met Trots in his new form. Wait until the whole talk is done and you get the achievement automatically. The achievement Fahrenheit 0451 is not missable, due to a couple of fires that need to be extinguished during the game. An example is the one we extinguished already to get another achievement in the admin area. For the achievement General Strike, you need to pick any throwable and need to hit a monster with it. There are plenty of options to do so, but in my case I hit Muir by accident. Even though it was luck in my case and not wanted, he's quite a big monster. It should be relatively easy to hit him in general. For the achievement Look at All the Mess, you need to pick up 50 throwables and throw them around. A couple of missions like the one with Muir are pretty good for this, as at every hiding spot a couple of throwables will be laying around. However, I did not finish this one in one playthrough, and so I went back to the engineering area where you find it there. Even before he is there, you can easily pick up and throw stuff around until you get the achievement. For the achievement Clear Down, you need to listen to every optional phone call in the game. Since there are also non-optional ones, I show you only the missable ones. The first you will get after heating up inside. Afterwards you get the task to search for survivors within the accommodation. After heating up, turn right, go through the door and walk towards the phone on the wall to the right. O'Connor is on the other side of the line. Pick up the phone and listen to it. The second one you will get in the area with the lifeboat. After losing the lifeboat, you will have a scripted call from Rennick. Proceed from here, kick the door, extinguish the fire and get into the next office. This phone gets a call from Ines. Pick up and listen until the end. After the helipad crash, you go back to the office of Reddick. If you go in, you have a phone call with Brody, but this is not the one we need. If you finish the call, want to go out of the office, the phone rings again. Go back in, grab the phone again, and you will hear Davros on the phone. He's your third optional phone call you need to listen to. After getting back into the accommodation area, right before you need to extinguish a fire on the left side, you need to go straight through the office and listen to the fourth optional phone call with Scooby. In the area where you can find a crashed chopper, you need to proceed through the level. After moving beside the small gas tanks, you can go into the next office room. In here is a phone call number 5 with Bruce. After you get back to accommodation another time, you have to do a phone call to Roy by yourself. This is not the one we want, but it's needed to progress. After the call, open the door for going outside, turn around again and pick up the ringing phone on the wall. You will have an imaginary call with Zeus this time. Listen to her voice and finish the call. The next one is the phone call I missed during my first playthrough. While entering the accommodation again, you need to heat up yourself first. Afterwards, you need to break a lock on the door to get outside. Walk a little bit further until you hear some noise. Turn around and run back to catch the phone on the left side of the wall. You will have an imaginary phone call from Zeus again. Listen to her and finish the call. The last missable call we get very close to the end of the game after a series of swimming and diving. At the end you need to climb up and get into an office with some red shining lights. While everything is breaking apart, you need to pick up the phone on the right side of the office. You will listen a third time to Zeus again. Latest here you should get the achievement if you picked up all the others and listened to them. For the achievement, the body count, we need to find and identify all bodies of our crew members. I did not manage to do this achievement during my main playthrough, and unfortunately it is not clearly defined how many and what bodies need to be discovered and which I have already. Therefore, I will cover bodies that might not be needed for the achievement. After getting into the Leccy section, you will find yourself in the water tanks, and after squeezing from one to another, you will reach a ladder. It is poor Douglas hanging there. You need to interact with him either way in order to progress. In this case, you should be fine for the achievement if you finished the game already. While you are on your way back to the helipad, you need to walk along the area. You will pass by a table with fire burning next to it, climb down a couple of ladders, and you need to pass an electricity death trap on your way to the next body. After walking a little bit further, you will see a body lying on the ground. You'll find out it's Sunil if you interact with his dead body. If you continue a little bit further, right after your conversation with Ines, you will crouch through some rubble. If you cross this area straight forward and turn to the right, you will see another body you can interact with. Unfortunately, we don't know who this is, so may he rest in peace. Still in the same area, we run away from Muir a little bit more. At some point we will reach to a green container where we need to jump off on some wooden boxes which will then break. Run straight forward into the next green container and a small scripted event will happen. Walk along the ledge on the left side to reach the other side of the container. You will find an open window there and can climb through to get inside. From here you need to go through a small vent on the floor. Outside you will find a body lying around. If you interact with it, you will find out it's Dobby. The next can be found in leg A of the oil rig. To get to the body you need to follow a path with climbing up and down until you reach a spot where you can jump on the red container in the middle of the area. Instead of doing so, you should turn around left, climb up the ladder there. If you walk a little bit further, you will find another unidentified body lying around there. You need to interact with it, but you will not find out who it is. Follow the game path until you reach the bottom of leg A. Here you will find a winch which you need to activate. Afterwards you can dive through the passage. There you will find another body floating around. Since you can't interact with it, I'm not sure if this one counts. After the diving session you will need to activate another door mechanism on the left side. After doing so, another 2 bodies are flooded into your direction. Even though Kaz is giving a small commentary, you still can't interact with them, and so I think they might be not needed for achievement 2. While diving through the next gate again, you will find yourself trapped. After a short diving competition, you will end up in another area where you can climb up on the left side. Walk along the way upstairs and interact with the door. You won't get any names here, but it's another crew member. Once you get back into the accommodation area, you need to warm up yourself first. Afterwards, you can go through the crew lounge into the bathroom. Here you'll find a poor, unidentifiable body you can interact with. After the toilet from before, you will end up in a vent. If you follow its path to the top, you will find a door to go through. Follow the path and you will find another not interactable body hanging in some gooey material. This one is probably not needed for achievement. If you continue your way through the vents, you will finally get to a spot where you need to jump down while Trots is around. Go through the cracked door and you'll find another dead body. If you did the crew cabin achievement already, you probably have been here. Interact with the body and then continue. Go through the vents and drop into the next room. Here you can find another dead body. He's wearing glasses, but we don't know who this was. Also with this one you need to interact, so it's counting for achievement. For the next one, make sure Trots is patrolling somewhere so you can leave the door. Go forward and then right through the next cracked door, go through the vent and follow the way into the next room where you can climb up the laundry container. Trots will start to chase you until you drop through the next possible hole. In the bed there is another body. You need to interact with him. For the last 2 bodies we need to jump into the next chapter with Finlay. Follow her in her mission until the accident. Unfortunately, also she will die during the story. This is a non-missable body for the achievement and also she can't be interacted with after death. Last but not least, there is an easily missable body close to Finlay. Turn right after Finlay's death and you can see the body. Interact with it to finally get the achievement. If you don't get the achievement, you're probably missing another body. If you finish the game without running for 10 accumulated minutes, you will also get the achievement Walking Simulator. It's possible to get the Greased Scotsman's achievement and this one in a single run. If you made it, you will only find out after the credits. For this last achievement of playing the game in Gaelic, you need to start a new game, either from beginning on or after you finish it already once. After clicking on starting a new game, you are asked to do some settings. Make sure to select the Scottish Gaelic language here and then wait until the game loaded. Now you have 2 options: play the game and finish it. Or if you finished the game already, you can go to the game menu and get back into the main menu again. Now open the chapter selection and navigate to the last chapter of the game. Start it, play the section till the end, and you should see the achievement. As you can think, this video was quite time consuming to create, and so I hope you still like it, even though it's my very first video into the achievement hunting direction. I will also continue with the DLC once I got back from my work travelings. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you actually like this video, and for sure also leave me a comment if you have thoughts about the game, the achievements, or this video itself. Thank you and see you around in the next video. Bye bye.